Hi guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing a chat spat, and in today's chat spat, I want to do something that gives you guys a voice, because not a lot of you guys have a voice. You have the comment section, which, if we're being honest, 99% of creators don't read. Not the larger YouTubers, not very many of them, and then there are so many comments in the comment section that a lot of them can't read all of them. So you really don't feel like you have a voice, even though you do. And you don't feel like that voice is making a difference. You don't feel like your constructive criticism is heard, your voice is heard. You feel like a lot of it is received as hate instead of what it actually is. There's a lot of it, you know, there's a lot going on where viewers just, it's kind of like a shut up, sit down, watch my video, give me money, and stay quiet. Anybody else with me? Because I know as a viewer, that's how I feel. And not for every channel, not every creator, you know, not every viewer. This is not for every situation, but this is a very large percentage of situations out there that is happening on YouTube. And I wanted to do something that gives you guys a voice. So I went onto my community tab and I said, please give me your genuine, honest answer as to what is the #1 thing that you just dislike the most that influencers do, that the beauty influencers do. Like, what is the one thing you would change? What is the one thing you don't like to see? What is the one thing you want us to stop? And boy, did you guys deliver. So I want to go through what you guys commented. I want to maybe give a different perspective on it. I want to maybe explain some of it. I want to agree on some of it. I want to receive some of it. And I want to maybe allow you guys to be heard a little bit more. So if you guys want to chime in on the conversation, if you are interested in this, then just sit tight and we're going to get right into it. So I ended up having over 50 comments on this, and that's quite a bit for my community tab. So I was like, whoo, people have got things to say, and I am so glad that you guys have got things to say. I'm so glad that you are still in a position where you even want to give your opinion and you want your voice to be heard still, because a lot of people are just so numb to it. They don't even try anymore. They don't try to comment. They don't try to change things. They don't try to give their opinions. It's too much of a hassle. You're either seen as a hater or you get hated on by completely random strangers who you don't even know. And it's just too much these days. It's too much. So I want to go through some of these. Hopefully we can get through a lot of them. So I'm going to go through, it shows the ones that have the most likes on their comments the most, and I'm going to start with those. The first one says, I hate it when they only show what a foundation or concealer looks like under super bright lights. I want to see what they look like on a normal day. First, from an influencer side of this, it's really hard because when you film, for me, I only have one little tiny filming area, which is in a room with no kind of natural lighting. The natural lighting is horrible and it wouldn't give you a very good view of what the foundation or concealer, etc. would look like. And on a day like today where it's pouring outside, can't exactly go outside and show you natural either. And if I shut off my ring light, let's shut this off here. If I shut off my ring light, I still got 2 umbrella lights on too. It's going to be pretty dark, and that's not going to make for a very good video, you know? So I try to keep my ring light on at a, ooh, is that too bright? See, now I got it all fucked up. Man, I try to keep it on at a reasonable brightness that still shows what I think would be a natural lighting. Of course, it's going to wash some things out, but it shows my nose. You can see my nose. You can see the foundation and what it's really looking like, and I try to keep it as natural as possible. Do I know what you guys are talking about? Absolutely. I absolutely know what you're talking about. On some people's videos, you cannot even see their nose. You can only see the nose holes. They're so washed out, you can't see anything. The colors are different on eyeshadow colors, on foundation colors. Everything is completely different and everything looks good. Everything looks good because you can't see it. And that is a very, very big problem when you're trying to decide whether something is good enough for your money. That's a huge problem. And when it's turned into something where now it's not just people's opinions, but they're getting paid to make those opinions, they're getting paid for you to buy those products, it's becoming disrespectful and very, very angering. So I think that this is a very good one. I think that we need to work on it. You know, lighting is an ever-growing problem, and it's an ongoing problem for us influencers. I can't figure out my lighting to save my life, you guys. I have tried and tried and tried, and I can't get good lighting, ever. I have 2 umbrella lights and a ring light. I still feel like I need more, but I don't want to be washed out. My videos always seem dark, and if they're too dark, then the colors don't come out right then either. Everything looks muddy when it's not. Like, it's not just frustrating for you. It's frustrating for us too. Some people do it on purpose, just like using filters on their cameras, and that's a problem. That's a serious problem. But it's a frustration. It's a serious frustration, but it's not just for the viewers. The influencers are frustrated too. Frustrated too, because if we could choose to have completely natural lighting, we would. 100%. Most of us would. The next most popular comment on here was, I absolutely hate when they do first impressions without a follow-up. How am I to know that the product actually wears well and isn't just good on the first application? I won't even watch a video if it says first impression in the title. So this is where I totally get this. I completely understand this as a consumer and a viewer. Completely understand this. As a creator, I love first impressions, and I actually like watching them too as a viewer. I'm not gonna lie, but I do not go off of them as a consumer to buy something. I like watching them just to watch them. Like Raw Beauty Christie, she is well known for doing first impressions. I like watching them only because she's freaking hilarious, you know? So maybe that's why. You know, if it was anybody else's first impressions, I usually just go right over it, you know? But I also do first impressions when I do my trying new makeup. You know, it's my first time using it. But I also bring it back and I hauled it. I bring it back in other get ready with me's and things like that. And I always try my best to bring them back. I have something in my eye. Ow! I have seen more and more that creators are starting to do first impressions just to show their PR, just to have it on their channel and just to get it there so they'll continue to get their PR, and then we never hear from it again. We never see it again. We never hear from them again about that product. And it's just like, really, what is the point? What are you getting paid for? You know, your job, we go on and on and on about how YouTube is our job, but you're not doing your job. That is not you doing your job. You know, that is you doing something to maintain the product that you get for your job, but what are you doing for the people who got you to where you are? You know, like, this is what we need, but you're not giving us what we need. You know, and this is something that you guys need. Your voice needs to be heard. This is something that the larger YouTubers and even some of the smaller YouTubers and even me, we need to hear. I love hearing what you guys want to see because that's where the views are. You guys are going to watch what you want to watch, you know, and if we're making things that you guys don't want to watch, it's a waste of our time as it is yours. So, very good comment. Very good comment. The next one under that, I dislike it when they rave about something and never use it again, and then we never see it again. Yep. Right there with your girl. When they say something is a tutorial, but it's not. They only show the products and don't describe the techniques. When they choose the technique, essentially how to achieve the look. I think I read that wrong. Why they chose the technique and essentially how to achieve the look. I wish beauty influencers did more teaching, learning videos on makeup than just being about the products. The products are a whole other fun category on their own, but at the end of the day, you have to know how to use them right. Now, with this comment, I feel like this comment applies to me because this is what I do. With my get ready with me's and things like that, I don't really show you guys how to do what I'm doing. I don't go through and teach you guys. And I think that's mostly because I've always said this since I started my channel. I am not a beauty guru. I love makeup. I'm a beauty enthusiast. I love makeup. I love learning with you guys. I'm still learning. I just ate pizza. so bad. But I'm not a makeup artist. I don't know how to teach you guys things. When it comes to makeup, the most I know how to do is a half cut crease. You know, like everything else, I'm still trying to perfect and learn myself. So I do get ready with me's instead of tutorials because I don't feel like I have anything to teach anyone. I can give you my opinions on products. I can teach you things that I know how to do that someone asks. But for the most part, I don't think that I have an eyebrow routine down that's good enough to teach people how to do. An eyeliner routine down that's good enough to teach people how to do. And I think that that's the problem, is for the most part, a lot of people on YouTube in the beauty community are not makeup artists. They're beauty enthusiasts, which means that we don't want to teach you guys things because we're still learning ourselves. We're just someone who sat down and wanted to talk about makeup. You know, so there are different channels who will teach you how to do things. And I think that that is where it falls into, you need to find a channel that fits for you. There are all different kinds of channels within the beauty community that will fit all different kinds of scales of wants and needs. And sometimes you really have to search. You know, you really have to search. But I do see, on another hand, with this person's comment, I see a lot of the people who are MUAs, who did start off by teaching techniques, who are now not doing that any longer and making it just about the product. And I have been seeing that a lot. A lot. They don't do teaching technique anymore. And that is where it becomes a problem. You know, like if you maintained your channel or grew your channel off teaching techniques, teaching how to do makeup, you need to fit that in there somewhere because that's where people came from. That's what they want to see. And you can't just say, oh, well, you're here, now I gotcha. Bye. Boo. This next person said, I'm sure there are more, but the only thing I can think of is how there's a $1 million worth of PR hauls. I don't mind PR hauls, but I don't like when they put the price on it because who cares, honestly? Like, here's $3,400 worth of stuff that you can't buy. I guess that's how I look at it. I don't know. A number in the title bugs me, I guess. I just like a YouTuber who's honest and real. None of this fake bullshit. You don't want to film. Don't take a break because you can tell how someone's putting on a show, you know? I also wish that beauty gurus would use older makeup. Like, you pushed this product down our throats for weeks and months. We bought it and now it's never talked about. That is such a real comment. If I even read it correctly. First of all, I've said this a million times, I'm not that into PR hauls. If I am, it's from smaller channels because smaller channels get things from companies that you don't hear from a lot, from indie companies, from just not the mainstream PR companies, not the over popular hyped companies that you see all these larger YouTubers getting. Because if you watched one larger YouTuber's PR haul, you've seen all of them. All of them. Because they all get the same shit. So it's really just repetitive and boring at that point. So I like to watch smaller channels' PR hauls. And at that point, it's slim to none at that too. Because it's just, it's like, okay, do something with those products. When someone puts the price of how much PR they got, oh, $5,000 worth of free makeup, I will unsubscribe to them. It is so tacky and distasteful to me and gross and clickbaity. And let me tell you, when someone says clickbait, you automatically think a lie. Someone puts a lie of a title in a video to get you to click on it, and it's not what the video is actually about. That is clickbait, but actual clickbait is just in itself something that makes you click on a video. So that is clickbait, saying $5,000 worth of free makeup. Well, it may be actual $5,000 worth of free makeup. That is clickbait. That's clickbait in itself, whether it's a lie or not. I don't like that. I think that that is distasteful. I think that's shoving that in people's faces. Who cares how much it is? Who cares? PR hauls already, just in themselves, are on thin ice with being too showy, with flexing too much, you know, and some people love them, but a lot of people do not like them. And to put a price in the title, that I really truly believe that is something that we need to stop doing. I have never done that personally, but I think that that is something that creators need to stop doing. I really do. And what has she said about using older makeup? That as well. I think that they need to use a lot of older makeup. I love that. I love that about Jessica Braun. Oh, I love that about her so much, how she uses older makeup. She facilitates everything in her collection. I absolutely love her all around as a YouTuber because of how she is. Another person said, I don't like the $800, $1,000 hauls. I just don't see the point in this. It's just a haul, you know. Agreed, agreed, agreed. The next comment said, the overly done makeup, one, it really doesn't flatter anyone. It may look good in photos, but the person is so caked on. It is not good at all, and it ages you. And two, stop using filters when filming or on Instagram. If you're doing an honest review, then the product should be shown in natural light and not just studio light using, and under layers and filters. Sorry. I do agree with this, but on the other hand, I also do reviews and videos under lighting, studio lighting. And it's mostly because that's really my only option. This is my only filming area that I have. I don't have the option to have, at the moment, I don't have the option to have like a natural lighting setup. I can't do that right now. And I think that for a lot of people, the studio lighting is a forced choice, not something they choose over natural lighting. Like, I don't choose to use studio lights because I'm like, ha ha ha, it makes me look better. I'm gonna make you guys think this foundation is good when it's shit. It's not why I choose to have studio lighting. It's because it's what makes my videos look more professional and an even light, like an even lighting. You know, it looks more natural than anything, I guess you could say. It doesn't always work because, like you said, it doesn't show you the exact look, I guess you could say, of the concealer, of the foundation. So I've been thinking on this, and I've been thinking of ways that I can do this. Like, if I can do something under studio lighting and maybe wait and do this only on a day where there's actual good weather out, and then I can take a picture outside or some video outside of me actually outside in natural lighting and see how they look side by side. Something like that for you guys, because for me there's no deception there, and I think for a lot of creators there's no deception there, but for some there is. But I understand the upset, you know, 100%. Another person says, when they do beauty room house tours and their mansions are filled with drawers stuffed with expired makeup, I mean, to clutter something, really. Well, you know, that's just a hoarding thing. I think we all have a little bit of hoarding in us when it comes to makeup and beauty related things. And when you're rich and got a mansion, you just have a bigger space to fill. Another person said, acting like there's only one way to do makeup and putting down other techniques. Like saying, I can't put a shimmer in the crease, or you can't do a complete look with this palette because there's no brow bone highlight. There's nothing more irritating than someone or some hotshot kid talking down at me like I'm senile for not using their tool of choice or the most popular technique. That reminds me of someone. I do understand that. I understand that. I have said, you know, this is not, you can't make a complete look out of said palette because it doesn't have this, this, and this. And I've never really thought about the fact that maybe one of you can, and you're looking at me like, what do you mean? Like, maybe I don't use a brow bone highlight. Maybe I don't set a primer. Maybe I don't even use a fucking primer. You know, like, I never really thought about this, so this comment was actually kind of eye-opening to me, and maybe I should rethink when I say that. Maybe I should just say, for some of you, it may not make a full look, but that does make a lot of sense. And I never, I don't think I've ever personally shot down someone's technique or anything like that, or telling you that you can't do something, because I've always said that there are no rules in makeup. Rules were made to be broken. But I do know a lot of people who like to label those rules, and especially for promotional purposes when they're being sponsored or they're trying to shill out something. And I agree. I agree. They talk down to you, or it feels like they're scolding you, and it's not okay. And I don't even know if they realize it. I don't even know if they'd even be like up to listening to it, honestly. Now this next one I see a lot, and this is, I wish they would actually zoom in when applying using a product like foundation, concealer, so we can actually see how it goes on and how it looks up close. So I wanted to ask you guys, and I'm going to keep this here, and I'm going to keep this up if you guys wanted to see this and read the comments, because I think I'm going to, if you guys like this, I'm going to continue doing this again, because I have so many that I want to read off and I want to discuss with you guys, but I don't want this to be too long. So I want you guys to let me know, is this something that I do? In my get ready with me's, when I'm trying on makeup and stuff, I thought that I was pretty close up to the camera, but I want to know if you guys think that I'm not close enough. If I really want the constructive criticism. Let me know. I would love to know. If you think I am, great, fantastic. But if you think that I'm not, please let me know. I do know that Tati had an issue where she was way too far back and people let her know. And for a while, she was not listening. She was not listening to them. And she even said that she heard them, but she wasn't going to change it. And then she changed it, and then she went back. I mean, it's a pain in the butt. I know that you guys are sick of not being heard, of not seeing what you want to see. One thing to always please try to remember is that for everything that you find wrong, somebody else finds right. And they're yelling at us too, or they're telling us in their own way that they like this and they want this. Well, you like this and you want this, and they're complete opposites coming at us at all times. So it's very, very hard for people who are influencers, YouTubers, content creators, whatever you want to call us. It's very hard to pick and choose what is the right thing to do. When is the right time to change something? When is the right time to listen to your viewers? There are some things that are just common sense that they shouldn't be doing that they are. And I think that they should stop. Like the hauls with the price tags on them, the very clickbaity, tacky titles, you know, not listening to constructive criticism. Like Jen Loves Reviews is so good at listening to constructive criticism, and she has been an inspiration to me for listening to it. A lot of YouTubers take that and they say, you're a hater, blocked. And a lot of people lost their voice. And I don't want you guys to lose your voice. I want you to know that your voice is heard here, and I want to help you have a voice. So if you have any more of these, any more constructive criticism, any more things that you want me to do this video again, let me know. If you want me to do this video again and you want me to discuss your comment in the next one, leave them down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Don't ever be afraid to tell me some constructive criticism. Please. It helps me. It helps my channel. It helps me grow. You know, there is a huge difference between constructive criticism and being nasty and hateful and things like that. And a lot of the times people don't realize that they've crossed over to nasty and hateful. I'll let you know. Don't worry. I'll let you know. Thank you guys so much for sitting down and listening to me yak. If you like this video and you do want to see another one, please let me know and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any more of Niki's nonsense. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.